What's going on, everybody? It's me, Martin. I hope that this video finds everybody well in the new year. I'm not doing too bad myself, thanks for asking. So anyway, a while back I came across this article on guided.news written by Mr. Kevin Willing, or Willing because he's German. Sorry if I butchered your last name, Kevin, but shout out to you, hope you're also doing good. And in this article, Kevin basically gives us his thoughts on why Taviana the Origins isn't gaining many new fans. I've linked to this article in the description box below if you're interested in reading it. And by the way, Kevin also did an interview with me, I think last year or even the year before that, which I've also linked to in the description box below if you're interested in reading that. So let's scroll down here and get the gist of the article. Here, Mr. Willing says, if you want to stay up to date about Taviana the Origins, you have no choice but to rummage through countless videos full of superfluous information. Now there's a word you don't hear often. In addition, there is the rather poor quality of the recordings, often too quiet or in low resolution, paired with figures drawn in paint. Even if that certainly doesn't reflect the game, users feel that way. Now you're absolutely right, Kevin. In some of the videos that we made in the past, the audio was not of a good quality, the resolution was all over the place, and quite frankly, there's a lot of room for improvement, which is something that we're going to be focusing on this year. We've already ordered brand new audio equipment, and as you can probably even tell from this video, the sound quality is much better because we've been playing around with all types of noise gates and filters to remove the background noise and to just make that audio quality as best as we can for you guys. Now when it comes to superfluous information, what Kevin is by no doubt referring to are our dev short videos. And I pulled up this article because I really want to talk about this because I think that Kevin captured what a lot of people in the community might be thinking. So let's talk about why we started making these dev short videos, and then we're going to get to some of these recommendations that Kevin made. So here we are in the YouTube analytics of our channel. And let's scroll down here and we can see some of the dev shorts videos. Our dev shorts videos are on average about 2 minutes long. So here's the last dev shorts video that we made. And if we go over here to the average view duration, which says estimated average minutes watched per video for the selected content, date range, region, and other filters. And we can see that on these dev shorts videos, the average view time is about half a minute. Even on some of the longer videos that we made, our original trailer, which is like, I think it's like 5 minutes long or something like that, the average view duration is 50 seconds. Again, dev shorts, 25 seconds. And if we scroll down here to some of the longer videos that we made, such as the gameplay, this is a couple of minutes long. The view duration is like 1 minute, and this video, the village tour, is 12 minutes long, and the average view duration is about 1.5 minutes. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean that the videos suck? Well, no, it just means that people on average have a very short attention span, which is quite understandable because we all have a limited amount of time and not everybody has the time to or wants to watch long 10-20 minute videos, which is why applications such as Vines and TikTok have become so popular because their videos are up to a minute long. I think TikTok was like 15 seconds to a minute. And that's exactly what we're seeing on our channel. The average view duration is like half a minute to a minute, sometimes over a minute on any video. So it's quite clear that there's a lot of demand for these bite-sized videos, and we've already gotten good positive feedback from users who say, hey, we like these new dev short videos that you're making. So let's take this into consideration. Let's say that this village tour video was a dev blog, let's say it was like 20 minutes long, and we decided to put these two videos, the bottles and the redecorating, into this big dev blog that's 20 minutes long. And the redecorating video was at like the 5 minute mark, and then the liquid in bottles video was at like the 8 minute mark. Well, from our analytics, most people only watched about 1.5 minutes of the video. Most people only saw about 10% of the video. So they would have never made it far enough to see the redecorating and the liquid in the bottles that we made. So that's the reason why we made these dev short videos. That's the reasoning behind it, and we're definitely going to keep this format. So let's get back to the article. This is what Kevin says we need to do. Regular dev blogs that document the progress and contain all changes from the last cycle. So we talked about the reasoning behind the dev shorts, but it's also clear that there are people like Kevin out there who are interested in viewing these dev blogs because they don't understand where these short feature videos fit into, and they want these dev blogs to get a better picture of how development is going so they can connect the dots in between everything. And that's exactly what this video is. This is our first ever dev blog, where we're going to talk about what we're working on, what we will be working on, what type of issues we're facing. We're going to answer questions and hopefully condense all of that into a 10-minute video. So let's continue down the list. Share small milestones on social media, Twitter, and Instagram. Yep, easy enough. Issue newsletters for online magazines and users. I'm probably going to have to message Kevin about this since he is a journalist. I'd like to know exactly what a newsletter like that looks like and what kind of information it contains. Involve streamers and YouTubers in collaborations. Yep, that's definitely something we're going to do towards the end of our testing and when the early access is released. Request marketing in cooperation with Bohemia Interactive. Post or shout out. Now that would be cool if they did that, but since we are competitors, that's probably never going to happen. Anyway, thanks a lot for the article, Kevin. I'll be looking forward to reading more of your articles in the future. And let's move on to some exciting news that we have for you guys. So the great news is that we finally have our very own first real office. We've managed to rent this office very cheaply because it was unoccupied for a long time. There was trash everywhere and it was just in a dilapidated condition. Here on the right side where these bricks are, they used to be plaster. It was all cracked. There was water leaking into it. And so Alex, our lead programmer, has since taken all the old plaster off. He put it into this big black bag here. And right now we're wondering, what should we do with this wall? Should we paint it in a dark gray color? Or should we put brand new plaster on it and make it white like the rest of these walls? As for the rest of these walls, we're going to paint them white. We're going to get rid of these birds here. Going to make everything look nice, crisp, and new. And then in the back here, we're going to have to put a new floor in. We're not going to do a hardwood floor because that would just be too expensive and too time consuming. So what I think we're going to do is we're probably going to put like linoleum with the design of a hardwood floor to kind of mimic that, and that should be good enough. We're also going to paint this rear wall over here. And you know what? As a matter of fact, since I'm a 3D designer, let me show you guys what it's going to look like in 3D. So let's walk through the front door here into the lobby or the hallway. And on the right side here, we can see that brick wall that I talked about. I think that we will just paint it gray like this because this is probably going to be the fastest and easiest option. And it looks pretty good, right? On the left side, there's a clothes hanger, a little palm tree. By the way, we're going to try and buy these props like the palm trees and the lemon trees and all these desks and stuff at an auction. I know there's auctions that happen when companies go bankrupt and you could buy like all their furniture and office equipment for pennies on the dollar. And there's also government auctions that happen where you can buy like used police cars. So who's to say that they won't have a desk or a filing cabinet there? And hopefully we'll save ourselves a lot of money this way. So this is like the main room here. There's a couple of desks here, a filing cabinet, a printer in the corner, and there's that hardwood floor that I talked about. Some decorations on the walls. And if we walk through this door over here, there's like a little hallway. And at the end of that hallway, there's a bathroom. There's the bathroom right there. And then if I walk back out, I'll show you guys the CEO's office, which is through this door over here. And this is the CEO's office. Let me walk to the back. Why do my walls keep disappearing? What's going on here? And this is the CEO's office. Pretty neat, huh? So let's walk back out. And all the way at the end of this hallway is a little patio where there's a little table. You can sit there, have some refreshments, eat some food when you're on your break. So that's it, guys. That's the office. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And the question is, why didn't we do this earlier? Well, back when we just got started, quite frankly, we didn't have enough money to rent our own office. And then obviously COVID-19 happened, there were lockdowns, people had to work from home, there was a lot of uncertainty, and it would have just been foolish to rent an office during that time because half the time we wouldn't have been able to use it anyway because we would have had to work from home. Then in the first half of 2021, there was still a lot of uncertainty. There was no telling of how things are going to play out in that year. But towards the end of 2021, things kind of stabilized and became more predictable. So we feel that now in 2022 is the right time to finally get ourselves an office. I guess the last question is, if we've managed to work remotely this entire time, why do we even need an office at this point? Well, how can I phrase this? You know, when it comes to small tasks such as ordering a 3D model of a ticket machine from a freelancer, for example, people can usually get these small tasks done in a relatively short amount of time. But when it comes to large tasks such as programming, where you're required to sit in a chair for 8 hours a day for 2 months in a row, 5 months in a row, 8 months in a row, that kind of requires a certain type of responsibility that you usually only get with seasoned professionals that have like 10, 20 years of industry experience. But those seasoned professionals don't really want to work remotely. They want to work in that real office environment. And so if you want to work remotely, you have to reach out to these younger, less experienced people. And that responsibility kind of becomes an issue with them because you'll find yourself having to chase them up all the time. You'll be like, hey man, this was supposed to be done 3 days ago. Why is it not done yet? It's Thursday night. You were supposed to be working on the game. Why are you in a restaurant somewhere? Like, what's going on, man? And it becomes a hassle. And since the majority of the visual part of the game is now done, all we're going to be adding in terms of that are weapon models, maybe some car models, some character models, expanding the map a little bit. What we're mainly going to be working on from now on is programming. And so that's why we feel that the time has come to have our own real office so we can hire these seasoned professionals, we can see them face to face, we can keep an eye on them, communicate with them well, and so that we can just focus on the programming without any hiccups along the way. So yeah guys, that was our first devlog. Let us know what you think of the format in the comments below. Drop us a like if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and support us on patreon.com/TavianaTheOrigins, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.